But this whole discussion started with Elon Musk and Don Lemon.
Yes. I thought Don did a great job of staying on him. You know, depending on which news organization you watch.
Right.
Either
or who you support, what side of the fence that you're on.
Right. Either the headline is Elon's brutal takedown of Don Lemon, or the headline is Don Lemon's brutal takedown of Elon Musk. So, who do I think won the fight? Don, because he had Elon on the ropes the whole interview. There was a lot of hemming and hawing, a lot of I don't have to answer. I'm only answering this because you're on my platform, and then, you know, for 24 hours later, for him to get a text that his contract is canceled.
Well, it wouldn't be, his show wasn't canceled. It just wouldn't be
on X. Yeah.
On X. And I was like, okay, whatever. You don't like tough questions. The man that's all for free speech can't answer questions.
Yeah, because he's also thin-skinned. So
yeah, he
can't handle questions about him, about things that he, like the ketamine use. He put that out there.
Right. He's like, well, that's personal. Yeah, you personally put that out there.
You tweeted about it.
Yeah,
so
that's you. And last I checked, Twitter is public, both figuratively and literally. It's a publicly traded company. You put it out there like that. That's on you. I'm a journalist. You put it out there. I want to ask you about it because you're in control of this huge social media platform that is influencing.
Space program.
Well, the space program, you know, and an internet program, because he was providing internet to Ukraine and then pulled it. I think that's what happened. You know what? Let me just take that all back. I don't remember the particulars, but I know he was providing something and maybe he stopped providing it. I thought Don actually pulled a lot of punches.
Yeah.
I thought, because as I'm watching it, I'm like, well, no, it's not trying to be gotcha. It's trying to be, as somebody who does interviews nowhere near as well as Don Lemon, but as somebody does interviews, when somebody says something, you're like, oh, okay, well, you open the door for this one. Let's go down here. Well, no.
Right.
No, well, you said this, so back this up.
Yeah.
Right? You're against DEI. Explain to me what it is. Well, there's no evidence to what you're saying. Well, that's what I believe. Then you can't espouse it as its fact just because you believe it.
Right.
Tell me, give me the definition of woke. Well, you can't give me the definition, and what are you fighting against?
Because they know that the definition of woke is not something that you can argue with. And so if they actually gave the definition of woke, which of course is to not just to be awake and aware, but to be alert and to be activated against discrimination.
Right.
That is what it means. It means not just to be against racism, but to be actively anti-racist. The moment you say that, well, I'm against people being actively anti-racist. You can't say that.
No, you can't. You can't say that.
So they're trying to turn woke into something else, but when they're asked to define it, they can't.
Can't do it.
They can't, because they know that the actual definition of woke, which is to just be actively anti-racist, is not something you can argue against in this day and age.
And then another thing that he said, and then we'll stop attacking Elon Musk because this won't play on Twitter or X, whatever it's called, is that I think we just need to stop talking about racism and that'll end racism. No, that's not how that works.
Oh, you sound very
and I've had this
apartheid South African.
Because isn't he apartheid South African? We don't want to get into that. But I had a conversation one time years ago with an older white friend of mine that's around mom and dad's age. So they're in their mid 60s. And they were all against Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. And I was like, what are you against it? Well, it's not supporting, it's, it's against our military. Well, he actually talked to a military person. Military person was like, I don't completely agree with what you're doing here, but if you still want to honor the military, and this is what you do. So he went out, he searched out to do that. So your argument is flawed from that standpoint.
Right. And there are several people who are in the military who said, our job is to fight for your right to express yourself the way that you want, for you to have the freedom of expression in this country. That's what we're fighting for.
So she was like, why can't we just talk? And I was like, okay, so you have a resource here. You have a friend who is Black that has grown up in every social economical category in this country besides rich.
Right.
Right. I've experienced everything from different nationalities and been in white spaces, and I've accomplished a whole lot. Plus, I'm a historian. So you have a resource, but instead of asking me, what about this and that, you try to pontificate.
Right.
And I said, you don't want to have a conversation.
No.
What you want to do is not have a conversation, because the conversation makes you feel uncomfortable. If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.